All right.
No, no.
All right. We live. We live, baby. All right, POV. What's up, man? We got,
What's up,
hey, this
brother?
TD report. We're live. We got my man Dev on here on a special Friday night service that we're giving to you guys. The night before Final Four and the night of the women's Final Four, but the night before the men's Final Four. Hopefully, guys are with their families and everything else. Baseball, everything. Guys, we wanted to come on and give you a good little quick show, bring you kind of up to date on where we are. Deb, give us where we are on the women's college basketball. So you know who's in the Final Four, what we got, what we're looking
Right,
at.
right now, Louisville in South Carolina, 24-24, 4 minutes to go in the first half. And the second game is Stanford, the defending national champions, against UConn with the Paige Beckers and the Ozzie Fudd backcourt. So should be good, man. Should be really good.
So this is going to be great 4 days of basketball. Friday night,
Yes.
Saturday, Sunday's championship for the women, Monday championship for the guys. So, hey guys, after this, we came in with 8, and we're gonna leave with 2 on Monday night around 11:30. So we should
Mhm.
have 2 teams left: women's champion and the men's champion.
Yeah,
Uh, what you got for me on the men's side, Deb? Talk to me. Talk to me.
man. It's gonna be two really highly contested games. This is Duke and Carolina from Tobacco Road down to the Bayou, and they've never faced off in the NCAA Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
It's Coach K's last run. I mean, Carolina beat him in his last game in Cameron. So wouldn't it be something if they end his career? Wouldn't that be something to have the arch rival beat you in your last game at your place and then to beat you in the Final Four to finish your career? You know, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna pick Carolina to beat them. I know Duke is playing well, but I think it's a few things that Carolina can do to them that other teams haven't been able to do. And the one thing Carolina will be able to do is the Brady Manic matchup with Bancaro. See, Bancaro gonna get his points. See, I mean, he's a great player, he'll get it, but no other team has made Bancaro guard like Carolina's gonna make him guard. He can't just sit in the lane and help Mark Williams protect the rim. He got to come out and guard because Brady Manick is a pick and pop 3-point shooter at the 4. So, man, that's going to be a bomb burner. But I'm going to take Carolina to win that one.
You
I don't expect.
you know something. What you just said is one of the reasons why we couldn't stop Duke when they had Lakener,
Yep,
because Manic plays similar to Lakener, where you can't just stay in the lane. You're gonna have to get out there and get on that Duke because he can hit that three so well.
yep. You got to come out and guard him. You cannot sit in the lane, which takes away on the defensive end because when you pull that big away, then it opens up the driving lanes for the other guys. So I think with Williams inside, Baycott can handle him. Him and Baycott will do what they do, and Baycott's a better player than Williams. The problem is Bancaro has always been able to lurk and kind of hang around and give him an extra 6'10" guy that can, athletic and physical. And but without that, now Manic, if you go back to that Baylor game, they did the same thing to Baylor. They pulled Baylor's bigs away from the rim, and Manic had 26 points before he got that fluky ejection. He wasn't missing.
He probably would have had 36 that game.
He would have had 36. He was the best player on the court that day before he got thrown out. And if you look Sunday against St. Peter's, when Carolina broke the dam on them, who hit back-to-back threes? Brady Manick did off the pick and pop. They broke the dam in the first half. And I told, that's the guy, man. I don't know if a lot of people that's listening haven't seen this guy, but this guy was doing this playing on the AAU team with Trey Young, Mocan Elite, the Missouri Kansas team that won
Mm-hmm.
the Peach Jam, I believe, in 2017, 16, one of them years. They won it with
Mm-hmm.
Trey Young and him. And I told people, these guys, this guy can play 6'10". And I
Mm-hmm.
keep talking about him because of all the matchups, I believe I think Carolina guards are better than Duke guards anyway. But I think his matchup with Bancaro, if he can just kind of make it even, I believe that's where Carolina will have the advantage. He just can't. He has to make Bancaro work on the defensive end. So I'm gonna take Carolina. I don't think either team is gonna shoot it particularly great because it's hard to shoot in domes. I'm saying traditionally, shooting numbers are always a little lower in domes. So I'm gonna go 68-64. Carolina gets the win and ends Coach K's career.
So let me give you something. That place, if something happens on the top side of the screen near the visitors bench, and if Carolina's bench is way down there, if something happens on that screen in the same place that it happened in '82 and in '93, then that place is haunted, and it's a root on that court because Carolina is undefeated in that building in Final Fours.
Never lost a game.
When they made in '82, when they made in '93.
Yeah.
This is the first time of them getting back to the Final Four in this particular building.
Mm-hmm.
And they're 4-0 in that building.
Yep.
And it's kind of funny. Two of the most memorable plays happen on that side of the court, on that side of the floor. And by playing Duke, I mean, I don't think people understand this is the equivalent to you reshuffling the NFL playoffs and you putting Dallas versus Washington in the Super Bowl, or the Raiders versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this Steelers versus the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what this is equivalent to.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people understand how big this is for college basketball. College basketball got it right. When I came on the show, I told you guys last Wednesday, before they went on, I said Duke, Carolina, Kansas, and Villanova.
Yep,
so
you did.
I appropriately named them the Blue Bloods and the New Blood. Villanova is considered the New Blood with Syracuse and Georgetown. Kind of all the Big East teams are New Blood because before the Big East came, they weren't in no Final Fours and national championships. But they were New Blood. That was new money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call new money. Blue Blood is the old money. That's the Chevy Chase money. That's the old. That's the old money. So, yeah, we're trying to, and then we got millennial blood, which is the Gonzagas of the world, the Floridas of the world.
The Yukons.
Those are the Yukons of the world. Yeah, that's the millennial blood. I mean, that's the newer stuff. I mean, and then you may have some new bloods, which would have been, the Xaviers and the St. Peters and anybody else the George Mason, those teams, new blood.
Yep.
So, going through the college history, so that we're going to give you a little history. Kansas can be connected. Their coaching can be connected all the way to Hubert Davis. From the time he put up the peach baskets to Fog Island, to it's Naismith, Fog Island, Dean Smith, Roy Williams, to Hubert Davis. Yep. That's all connected. That's all connected on this side.
Yep.
And either way, they got storyline.
Yeah, they do.
Championship game. I mean,
they do.
Unfortunately, tell them about the guy who got hurt, where he's from, and for Villanova.
Oh, Justin Moore. Oh, yeah, Justin Moore, the Master High School graduate, team takeover star that won the Peach Jam. There was a team that Team Takeover had that featured Hunter Dickinson, the Michigan center, Armando Bacot, the North Carolina center, Justin Moore, the Villanova guard, Jeremy Roach, the Duke guard, Trevor Keels, the Duke guard, and Brandon Slater, the Villanova forward. All of them were
you gonna beat them?
They were on the same AAU team in 2017-18, and they went down and won the Peach Jam. Went 6-7-1 in the 5 days and won the whole thing and lost one game at the beginning and then ran everybody off the court. I was just like, there's no way nobody's beating these guys because it's not beating them. Nobody's gonna beat them twice. When they lost that first game, it's like a wake up call. But Justin Moore tore his Achilles last week in the last 35 seconds of the game against Houston in the regional final down in San Antonio. So he'll be out. That's a big loss for Villanova. That's 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. a steal a game, and a block a game. He's also their best perimeter defender, and he's their most cerebral shot maker. As in, Colin Gillespie's probably their biggest shot maker, but this guy Moore does so many things, and he's not afraid to take the big shot. So, like I said, Jay Wright's a great coach, and he'll have a plan, and he'll have guys ready. Caleb Daniels, Brian Antoine, Brandon Slater, them three guys will all probably step in and get more minutes. And, it'll still be tough. It ain't going to be no easy game for Kansas, but I think Kansas found something late last Sunday against Miami in the second half. I think they saw we saw the Kansas that we should have been seeing the whole tournament. The team that when they turn it on, they can play with anybody. But it seemed like for 3 games, Kansas was 3.5 games, they were just kind of going through the motions. But when they got that 6 point at halftime, when they got down 6, I remember Dave said, Will Smith's 5 fingers, my bad, said if they play defense, they'll be okay. And they came out and they outscored Miami 47-15 in the second half, I think it was. And that was the best that team has looked since the Big 12 tournament. They didn't look that good the whole NCAA tournament to the second half.
Hey, Devin, those guys, it was inevitable.
Yeah.
As far as the defense. So I liked how Kansas finished that game off. Just blitzed them. I mean, there's no other way to say it. I mean, to go 15 points in an Elite Eight game of defense, that's all you gave up. Frankly, that's like some Patrick Ewing, Georgetown stuff.
True.
You see what I'm saying? When they would just choke a team out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dave. Hey, guys, we're welcoming Dave from the TD Report. This is the first Final Four that if that guy didn't get hurt, you could make a legitimate argument for every single team in the Final Four.
Yep.
Sure.
Depending on what side you wake up in the morning.
True.
Duke and Carolina, it's a flip of the coin tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy Villanova team in Kansas is a flip of the coin.
Flip of the coin.
And
it's still a flip of the coin.
The championship, it's a flip of the coin, folks.
It's still a flip of the coin because Jay Wright is a great coach, so he's gonna have a plan. It's not like Kansas got an easier game. He'll adjust and he'll figure out that their style keeps them in games. They shoot the 3 well. They the number 1 free throw shooting team in the nation. They defend the 3-point line better than anybody in the nation. And they got a bunch of undersized, gritty, hard-nosed guys that play fundamental team basketball. And if you do that, you may not have the most talent, but you always got a shot because of how you play ball. Keep yourself around.
You guys were talking earlier, Tony and I have gotten on this blue blood, new blood thing. And I think it's a fascinating conversation. So if you look at the numbers, there's only one program that has had 4 championships since 1999 other than Duke.
UConn.
And that's UConn. That's right.
UConn.
So you look at what UConn has done in college basketball, and they did it with 2 coaches because Calhoun got the first 3, and
Ollie got the last.
Ollie got the last one in 2014, right?
Mm-hmm.
Duke won titles in 91, 92, 01, 2010, and 15. And so they're going for another one this weekend.
Yeah.
UConn, 99, 04, 2011, and 2014. They did it while Duke was at their height. Duke is powerful. North Carolina, all their titles, and Tony could probably do it. He probably has it on the sleeve of his jacket.
It's right here.
Since 99, Carolina
wait.
09, and 17.
You said since 99. You added 91 and 92 for Duke, so you got to take those 2 away.
That's true. So Duke has 3 titles since 99. 3.
And we have 3.
05, 09, and 17. Yeah, 05,
and UConn has 4.
And we one shot away from having 4.
You one shot. Hey, bro.
One shiny moment.
Chris Jenkins has spaghetti for dinner that night, and he misses that shot. And y'all are still in overtime.
But you know what? That was a DMV player for Villanova. And it's funny. A DMV player won the championship for him. if they lose it this year, it's going to be because the DMV player couldn't play. And
Well, look
I
at this
think
also.
that is a tragedy.
The shot that Jenkins made, everyone remembers. The shot they forget is the one that Marcus Page made to tie the game. That was one of the greatest shots
The
ever.
only one that brought Jordan up out of his seat. Remember
Well, you know,
Jordan jumped up.
after Page made that shot, the Carolina players were celebrating. And Bryce Johnson got caught trying to get back up to the top of the key, but when he came, Arcidiacono ran like a pick in front of him and pitched the ball back to give him the vision of the rim. Because if he had been waiting for Jenkins where Roy Williams told him to wait for Jenkins, he wouldn't have got the shot off. But because he was celebrating, he got trapped in between the mix of bodies. And that little second that Arcidiacono needed to run in front of him and kind of throw a little shovel pass, it gave Jenkins the wide open look. And when you give him a look like that, that's what he did then. That's what he did.
He ain't gonna miss that.
That's what he
ain't
did.
gonna miss that. I mean, that was a great Final Four, by the way. That was a great Final Four.
Great Final Four.
What the college football playoff is, it's what they wanted to have similar to the Final Four. They wanted that atmosphere, and they did a great job with that. I mean, you just what's that? You just add that. You add the teams in there. You put your Alabamas in. Every now and then you throw in an Oregon. You get an Auburn in there, LSU, whatever. Georgia, the people will be there to watch.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great weekend of college basketball. We got the women's Final Four going tonight, and that's going to be, Deb, you and I were talking back and forth about the NC State UConn game. Classic. Just shot making.
Disadvantage on NC State to be the number 1 seed and have to play it in Bridgeport.
Yeah,
that's totally not fair.
That's tough. That's tough. But I'm gonna tell you what.
That's a home game for UConn.
UConn got every bit of that work.
Yeah, they did.
NC State was not fooling around with them. They had a great season. Nothing.
Yeah, they did.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Westmore did a great job with them girls. And he's gonna lose 4 seniors. He's losing 4 seniors, and Jakia Brown-Turner's a junior, so she could turn pro, which she probably could. But they got a lot of recruits coming in. He'll have them. They'll be around.
They're gonna be loaded. They'll be loaded next year.
Yes, they
will. She should not go pro. She should not go pro.
Come back and be the star of that team and maybe get to the Final Four next year because they have a good enough team to do it. They do. Even with the girls coming in, they'll be good. They'll get some girls in the transfer portal as well. So they'll be good.
The level of what we're seeing in women's basketball compared to the 90s when UVA had great women's teams with Dawn Staley. Stanford was still great back then. Tennessee was the premier women's program in the country. Could those teams play with these teams that we have now?
Woo!
Could you put Dawn Staley and Tammy Reese, the 6'5" Bird twins, Tanya Cardoza, put them on the court against what UConn has right now?
Woo.
I'd love to see it.
I'd love to see the USC
Dawn
team.
Staley. We're talking Dawn Staley at 21 with good knees.
Yeah, that Tennessee team with the Mikas and Samika and Tamika.
Yep.
Oh my God. The
Tamika Catchings, Samika
Randall, and Shamika Holtzclaw and Jolly.
Jolly, yeah, boy.
Is she the coach now, ain't she?
Hey, let me tell you something. Kelly Jolly, tough.
She the coach. She's Tennessee's coach now, ain't she?
Yeah, she's tough.
Yeah, she tough.
She tough.
They had Michelle Snow, didn't they? At center.
They did. Yep. Very
Snow.
athletic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Snow. Yeah.
Lisa Harrison.
Ooh. Lisa Harrison.
Beauty on duty.
That team won 3 in a row, and they lost
Deidre
the
Charles.
last year. I think they lost to Duke. Duke knocked them off in that
Duke got them.
Got them in the Elite 8. Yeah. Yep.
The Maryland championship team with Christy Tolliver, Marissa Coleman. That team I would like to see that team play against the teams today. They would get out here on defense too. They have dogs.
Well, you know who was a dog on that team and didn't get the credit, and she's the recruit that saved the whole program. Shay Duran, the 5-star that no one talks about. That if Brenda Freeze didn't get her, she might not have had her job that much longer.
Yeah,
getting Shay Duran, she could play. She was the only 5-star that was willing to come here and work on a program that was really in the dumps. They had been in the dumps since the Vicky Bullet days. Hadn't been much to talk about. So Shay Duran, there's her and Laura Harper, first Duran, then Harper, were the ones that got it started. And then Jeff Waltz, the coach of Louisville, came in and was able to get Coleman,
He was a great
Rancorn, and
assistant for
Tyler.
Maryland.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a great assistant. He's a great Louisville coach. Great coach.
He's a
Louisville.
program builder. That's what he is.
Yes, he is.
I mean,
yes, he is.
You can put that guy anywhere.
Yes.
He's going to recruit, and he's going to coach the hell out of his recruits. I love him as a coach. He's great for the game. Spreading these great coaches out across the country a little bit, you get what I would consider a diamond in the rough. Usually, you don't see a player as good as a Dawn Staley was as an international player or a pro that can go in and do such a good job coaching. Then you look at how big the gap is between an elite level FBS school and a Howard University. And that's what happened to South Carolina and Howard. Was Howard got a draw where they had to go in there against the 1 seed, essentially an overall, we call it a 2. Their overall 2 seed in the tournament.
Hey, I wanted to get you. It's funny you said that, Dave. I got pranked today because it's April Fool's Day, and they told me, they said, "Hey, North Carolina A&T just was added to the ACC."
I saw that.
Got him.
Hey, look, they got me for a second, but part of me wanted to say that's not a bad idea because of where their location.
Don't do it.
And because
don't
they
do
can
it.
still keep their local HBCU rivalries. But guess what? This comes in. That comes in. And they will get a whole lot of that federal money to the ACC, which will make up for all the money that they're not making versus everything else. You got to give it to the ACC this year. There's 4 women and 4 men. They got 3 out of 8. That's almost 50%. And if they would have been playing in Bridgeport, they would have had 2 on both sides making it. They already got a team in the championship for the men's thing just by reason or whatever. And if your girls win tonight, Louisville, I mean, they got a chance to take both championships.
This
damn good
is a championship that Dawn Staley has to win, even though she has won. But Stanford is just so powerful. I mean,
they're loaded.
They're loaded. I mean, Tara Vanderveer. I mean, there's death taxes in Tara Vanderveer at Stanford. I mean, she's
30 years.
grassroots.
She went 30 years between championships and still there. She
It's
last
incredible.
won the championship in '92, and then she won it in 21. That is insane.
As I recall, '92, that was the Jennifer Azey team, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And now Ozzie Fudd is playing for UConn. They're spelled the same.
Isn't it crazy?
It is crazy.
Y'all see that picture?
It's crazy.
Y'all see that picture right there?
4 years ago, 2 days ago, I remember.
Whenever I
watch, see that picture right there, baby.
Whenever I watch her play, I see her mom.
Me too.
The way she drives to the bucket, she just looks just like her mom.
Yeah, Smirka Duffy was tough at Georgetown. She was tough.
Yeah, she was. Well, she was originally at NC State.
She was.
And then
she was playing for KL, wasn't she?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another grassroots, old school women's basketball coach. And let's be honest, the ACC was benefited very early on from having Debbie Ryan at Virginia. And then, let me see, who was at Maryland?
Yao.
No.
It was Yao was in NC State.
Yeah, Yao
Chris
was in
Weller.
NC State.
Chris Weller.
And you had Sylvia Hatcher at Carolina.
And Sylvia, those are 4 grassroots women's basketball coaches. And it was amazing for us in the league to have them, just to do that. I mean, when I got to UVA, I thought our basketball product was John Crotty and Brian Stiff. I had no idea who Dawn Staley was until you look down at the school paper and you're like, damn, we 16-0.
Yep.
These girls can play. And then we would start going to watch. And it was almost like we didn't know what we had until we had it. So, Devin, you love this. I was actually in the building when Dawn Staley tallied the first triple-double in UVA basketball history, men's or women's.
Wow.
She's 5'5", guys, and pulled down like 14 boards.
Seemed like it would have been Rob Sampson.
Huh?
Seemed like it would have been Rob Sampson, much as they double-teamed him.
Yeah, but
and triple
well,
teamed them.
don't forget, no shot clock.
True.
So
But he had the best shooters: Jeff Jones, Lee Raker, all those
mhm.
guys. It seemed like one game he would have had 10 assists
Yeah, them
because he
guys can
kept a
shoot
double
too.
double.
Them
When
guys
you
Those
can
have
shoot.
a
guys can
guy
shoot.
like that, the key to a Ralph Sampson, if you surround him with shooters, is weak side rebound. The guy that's weak side rebounding has got to be eating. You see what I'm saying? Because he gets you more possessions, kicks the ball out to shooters, and then makes teams play the Ralph Sampson makes you play him honest.
Mm-hmm.
And with a lot of teams like Carolina, well, there weren't a lot of teams like Carolina. Carolina had James Worthy and they had Sam Perkins, and they were able to control Ralph to the point where you could implement that four corners. If you could keep the game close, then you could just milk the clock. Nobody's going to come
Lord have
out
mercy.
there on Jimmy Black and Michael Jordan and take the ball. You're just not going to do that. And you want Ralph Sampson out from under that basket. And that's exactly what
Those,
he did. The real
those were the
point
days.
of the four corners was to get, it was really built to get Ralph Sampson out of the paint. That's it.
I believe. Yep.
Well, they had the four corners way before Ralph got there,
But
but they just
it
used
was
it,
custom
to their
made.
advantage.
Yeah, it was custom made when Ralph came along. You could use it, and then that's what you would have to do with him. You would have to pull him out. Now, think about now. A guy like Ralph Sampson comes along, and you have a shot clock. There's never going to be another guy like him. There are guys that look like Ralph, like Chet Holmgren. Holmgren at Gonzaga kind of looks like Ralph. Ralph was strong up top. I mean, he was not weak.
No, he
So
wasn't.
he was going up against Albert King and Buck Williams. I mean,
Yeah. He was throwing
those
people
guys would
shots.
kill. Those guys would kill Holmgren. Come on.
Kaminsky, Banks, all
Yep.
those. I mean, you can go on and keep naming
You
all
could go
those
on and
dudes
on.
back in the day.
There's one no punks. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah. So
You know who I used to love in the ACC? I'll just give you a couple of names, man. I used to love watching Clemson with Eldon Campbell and Dale Davis.
Yeah, Elder Campbell and Dale Davis were tough, man.
Woo! They
I'm
were
gonna
no
tell you
fun.
another Clemson guy that was good, and he don't get a lot of love. Harvey Grant's oldest son, Gerard. He was good at Clemson.
Gerard did a good job.
Gerard was a good player at Clemson, physical, and another guy, Trevor Booker.
Yeah, Trevor Booker.
Trevor Booker was like 6'5", banging down there like he was 6'11", man.
I got one for y'all. Rodney
Greg
Rogers
Buckner.
from Wake Forest.
Rodney Rogers.
Wake
Oh
Forest.
yeah.
Rodney Rogers.
Junior
NC
Burrow.
State, Greg Monroe.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech.
Malcolm Mackey.
Yeah.
I mean,
Malcolm
dude,
Mackey, yeah.
The Berry brothers.
Listen.
The Berry brothers at Georgia Tech.
You know what the ACC,
Maryland.
Evers Bird. You know what the ACC said this year? The ACC said it's a brand name. They stand behind it. They guarantee it. That's what the ACC
All right, Denzel.
said. They hit you. I mean, it is. It's a brand name, man. I mean, they stand behind that.
But
and
Tony,
I don't know why when they put Carolina as an AFC. Man, that's disrespectful.
Tony, the brand is going to change. The brand is going through a rebrand. We're going to see John Steyer next year trying to find his way. We're seeing Hubert Davis go from Roy Williams' rather bit of a surprise retirement and a little bit of a hasty hiring to he finds himself in a Final Four faced with his program's arch nemesis. The other storyline I like is the Commonwealth connection on that side of the bracket. You're going to have a guy from Lake Braddock High School coaching against two guys from Pope Palmerson. Pretty cool. I like it. Going to be a lot of TV sets here in the DC area kind of tuned to that. Nephews, cousins, your brother's kids, it's going to be on those teams playing. But if you're Hubert Davis, I'll say this right now. If you win this game, if you lose in the championship game, I go to the AD and I tell him, I want the championship game bonus. You're going to pay that to me.
Mm-hmm.
I brought you the head of Coach K.
Yep.
Pay me some of that money. I mean,
I got him. I got him out of there. Yep.
I'd have to give it to him. I know. You know what? I'd go to the Board of Regents and be like, "We're giving him this money. This isn't an ask.
Have you noticed
We're telling
everybody
you.
has picked
So
Duke?
this check clears.
Everybody's picked Duke, Dave. Everyone has picked Duke.
I picked them.
Even Vegas have picked
Duke
Duke.
by 20.
Everybody's picked Duke.
Duke is gonna blow y'all ass out.
Okay.
You know how Coach K is in games like this. You know what's gonna happen. The refs, come on, man. Y'all gonna be, what did you say yesterday? 5 against last week, 5 against 8?
8 against 5, dog.
8 against 5.
And they ain't got no bodies over there after they get to that 6 or 7 man. Carolina ain't got no bodies. They ain't got no bodies.
I'm gonna tell you, you better have Rudy Rudiger come out there for y'all something.
See, that's why they know, because we're not deep. And that's the only thing that's saving their ass. But you remember the last time, 40 years ago, we weren't deep. That team wasn't deep either.
This is going to be so much fun watching this game. I mean,
I'm with, Dave's point is really, really candid, because he's close, man, to going out the way they want him to go out. And it's going to take, you're going to have to be ahead by about 10 or 12 points with 3 minutes to go to get rid of him. Because if it's close, he's going to get every call, man. He's going to get every single call.
You remember how Miami football, how the guys before the young guys would come back, the Jerome Browns, all those guys would come back, talk to the young dudes, and tell them, you got to uphold our you and all of that stuff. All the Dookies are coming back. They're all going to be in that building. They're going to be working the refs before the game, right? Hey, ref, you got to get us that block charge. We got to get this, we deserve that spot. See, here goes. Hey, Tony, Michael Jordan ain't walking through them doors. Michael Jordan ain't coming through them doors.
Hey,
sorry.
Look, the last time we were there in '82, we beat 2 Hall of Famers. We beat Hakeem Olajuwon, and then we turned around and beat Patrick Ewing, and then we beat some really good NBA players in Sleepy Floyd, Drexler. All those guys was on those teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, we did work.
So, that was when Houston was powerful.
Then y'all beat the Fast Five. Then y'all beat the Fast Five. Webber and Juwan.
They beat
Rose.
Yeah. So we beat some big name people when we get there.
Hey, Tony, did you see Devin's post with 1974 NC State UCLA game, the Final Four?
No, I didn't see it, but I'm familiar with the game.
Oh, I know. That's why I wanted to bring it up. The 1974 NC State Wolfpack championship team is the gladdest night of college basketball. It's like nobody talks about them, and they're an all-time great team. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Are they the only team to take out the great UCLA team? I think they are. That was the Bill Walton. That was the Bill Walton team.
He lost two Final Fours. He went to 12. He won 10. So somebody else beat him too. John Wooden went 10 and 2.
Like in the 60s.
Okay, Marquette. He lost 2 Final Fours. Marquette.
Was it Marquette?
Was it Al McGuire now? Okay.
Probably so.
Al.
Okay. That's the only two, because he's 10 and 2 in the Final Four. So.
And the 74 team, the 74 NC State team, they got McGuire too. They got him in the championship.
Wow.
This was a national semi, and UCLA had the big win streak. So you've got the 2 major big men in college basketball history playing for UCLA. Lou Alcindor had 3 titles, and when you ask somebody about Bill Walton's 2 titles, that 1/3 title, they don't even mention how he didn't get that. It's like it just didn't happen. And I hate it. NC State, man, to beat UCLA like that was amazing.
Tom Burleson.
Off Maryland just to get into the tournament. That was Maryland's shot. Maryland should have won a national championship that year,
Yeah.
and very well should have.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't they beat Maryland in overtime?
103 to
Triple
100.
overtime.
Yeah.
It was like triple overtime.
With no
Triple overtime.
3-point shot.
Yeah,
No
I remember
3-point
that.
shot.
I remember. I wasn't born, but I remember the highlights and hearing about it. Yes,
One of the greatest college basketball games ever played. I mean, it was up there with UCLA, Houston, Villanova, Georgetown. I mean, Georgetown, UNC. You could go down the list of great college games, not just NCAA tournament games. UCLA, Houston, right? That was Elvin Hayes against Jabbar Alcindor.
Wasn't even a game. Wasn't even a game,
but it was played in the Astrodome.
That was the first game. They won by 3. But the rematch wasn't even a game.
No, wasn't even a game.
Wasn't even close.
Alcindor was hurt. He had a scratch cornea.
He played, but he was hurt.
But you think about this, Tony, the idea of big venue basketball, that it could be done. That was that UCLA Houston game because it was played in the Astrodome. And then you're starting to get what we're used to seeing, NCAA championship games in dome stadiums or a football stadium where they bring the floor in. It sells.
It didn't come until the early 80s. I think the first big one like that was the one in the Superdome with Carolina. Who was it? Carolina, Houston,
Georgetown, and Memphis, wasn't it? And
Memphis. Georgetown beat Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that was the first big one in a dome. And then 83 was played in the pit. 84 was played in the dome. 85 was played in no dome. 86 was played in Dallas. Wasn't no dome. But then 87 came back to the dome.
Yeah, that's when Keith Smart hit that shot.
Dome.
Yeah, that was
Keith Smart hit that
somewhere
shot.
else. 89 came back to the dome. That's when Michigan won it. So
Derek Coleman missed that damn free throw.
Yeah, 90 was
Syracuse
in Denver.
had that
91 came back to the dome. So when we
91,
went 91, it was like the fourth in dome. First
91 was in Indianapolis, and then 92 was in Minnesota, wasn't it?
Minnesota, that was a dome.
Minnesota, Minneapolis,
yeah, because he's won 2 in Minnesota.
Back to New Orleans. New Orleans has been right there. New Orleans has kind of been like New Orleans to Carolina has kind of been like Miami was to the Colts. Every time the Colts have made the Super Bowl, they've only made it in one city, Miami.
well,
like that.
Coach K, 4 of his 5 championships have come in Indianapolis and Minnesota. He won 2 in Indy.
Yeah, he loves the Midwest. Yeah. Well, he's a Chicago guy. He loves
Maryland
it.
Maryland had him beaten. I'm saying 0-1. They had him down 22 in the first half, and the refs
the refs killed that.
Where
the
was
refs
the other
did
championship? Where was the other championship won for Coach K that wasn't in Indianapolis or Minnesota?
See, 2015. Where was that at? Because 91 was in Indy, 92 was Minnesota, 01 was Minnesota, and 10 was Indianapolis again, back at the RCA Dome.
Yeah.
Back in the Coach Lucas Oil Stadium.
He playing in foreign land now.
Yeah, 2015. I don't know where he won that championship at. I can't remember. He beat Wisconsin because it was Wisconsin, Michigan State, Kentucky, and them. I don't remember where that Wisconsin-Kentucky game was one for the ages. It was
Kentucky.
I think it was in
Kentucky. Sold
that thing out.
Should have been.
That was John Calipari's fault. You can't have Devin Booker over there playing a 7th-man role. No.
Yeah.
He's better in the Harrison. He should have been on the court.
It was also in Indianapolis.
Oh, 15?
Yep.
So he's won all his titles in 2 cities. Indianapolis 3 and 2 in Minnesota. So he's won his titles in 2 places.
Well,
we're not Indianapolis. We're not Indianapolis. We're not Minneapolis. That Apple is at the end.
He said Prince ain't coming through them doors, huh?
Foreign land for Coach K.
Well, you know what Roy Williams is going to do? He's superstitious. He's going to take the team out there. He's going to make them spit in the Mississippi. Because that's what they did.
Whatever's done.
That was Roy Williams. He was an assistant coach.
That's kind of remarkable that he's only won them in 2 cities.
Craig,
That's
to
some
show
good
you. I
work,
mean,
guys, to know
it
that
goes to show you how
2015
often.
was that was Minneapolis. Yep.
Said he wanted in
I didn't know
10.
that. He
So
did back in Indianapolis.
so
I
we
went
got
to
to
the one
talk
in
about
2010.
we got to talk about something real quick. Let's just change gears really quick on the TD report. Tony, you handed me that news report about what's going on with Dan Snyder's football team. What is going on in this place?
Oh man.
Improper accounting practices, cooking the books.
I see what I told Tommy was the reason why this was big, because when the feds come looking, they looking for one thing. The feds are like recruiters. You know when the recruiter come out looking for one player, and all of a sudden they see another player running around. That's kind of like the feds are. They
Yeah.
come looking at this, and then all of a sudden they get there and be like, "Oh, I ain't see this over here. Let me look this up." That's why you don't want them around.
Snyder,
Now they
man.
finding stuff, and they're gonna find out, and they're gonna make that dude sell that team. And everybody making excuses for him. What they need to do is just sell the damn team and get a
Mm-hmm.
stadium built and get all this shit out the way.
Yep.
This,
That's what they
if
need
I
to
was
do.
a Washington fan, I would be just livid right now because if it's not one thing, it's something else. It's literally something every week, every
Yep.
month. And you've
Sad,
got the
man.
draft coming up. It's you should be sitting here just preparing for the draft, and you've got Jason Wright, the team president. He's fighting off dragons every time he turns around.
Fall guy.
How could, oh, don't say that. I don't want that to happen to him. I like the guy.
Me too. I
I
like him a
like
lot.
what he represents. I think he does a good job. But I know he's paid well, but he didn't sign up for this. He's not running a football team. He's putting out fires
Yep.
or fixing drain pipes so boo-boo water don't fall on our fan.
Mm-hmm.
So that was disgusting. And it happened twice.
It
I was at
happened
that
twice.
Seattle game.
That's disgusting, man.
That was gross, man. Well, for what these folks pay here, tens of thousands of dollars for seat licenses, season tickets, you tailgate, gas to
Parking,
the
yeah, all that
tailgate.
mess, man.
It
Food, everything you got to do, yeah, man. Drinks, all that mess, man. Adds
yeah,
up, man.
and the drinks are expensive. You know that they're supposed to be. But I've had the food at FedEx before.
It's not nothing to holler about.
It
Pretty bad.
it's bad for what they're
Bad.
charging.
Yeah.
Like I ordered some nachos, and it's supposed to be pulled pork nachos, which sounds like a good idea, right? It's cold. The pork is cold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not cheese, hot cheese sauce they put over it.
No.
It's a cold mustard, spicy mustard sauce.
It's terrible. I had I didn't think you could mess up chicken tenders and fries. And they did. And gave me watered down honey mustard sauce.
Hey, man.
At FedEx Field, Redskins Stadium.
You
Commander,
guys that went to public
take
school, you knew on Friday you get that pizza. And that
yeah.
pizza will hold you down. Pizza and a little chocolate milk, right?
Yeah.
That's what they need to be doing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. A couple tater tots.
I see that pizza, that chocolate milk in the cafeteria. Or, see, Catholic schools, we have something in Catholic schools called hot dog day. Always on Wednesday. You get you a hot dog. You get 2 hot dogs, 50 cents each. Man, you was a happy. You can get you a couple of glizzies. You be happy as a mug, man. Oh, personal at St. John's when I went to school. Personal pizza day. They'd have like these personal pan pizzas, and that was on Fridays. You get that pepperoni joint.
Y'all had that good stuff?
Yeah, y'all had them fish sticks. Y'all had them fish sticks at Bladensburg.
Them nasty ass fish sticks.
Fish sticks and fries.
Crap.
At Suitland, we had the crispy chicken sandwich day.
Oh snap!
And they were pretty good with some. See, back then they were doing the seasoned like Checkers fries.
Yes,
man,
sir.
it'd be a fight
Them
for that lunch,
Arby's
man.
joints. It's them
Yeah,
Arby's
man.
joints. Them curly
Yeah,
fries.
man. Get you that. Get you a little drink, man. You be in heaven, man.
He said Big Shirley with the curly fries.
Hey. Don't make fun of the heavyset black cafeteria lady,
Big Shirley with the curly
Big
fries.
Shirley. You know,
Yeah,
remember
man.
if your mom ain't
Bad
have
for
enough
you.
for you to get to lunch, she would just be like, "How much you got? You have $1. It'd be
Go ahead.
$1.75." She
Go.
like,
Yeah,
"Go
go
on
ahead,
ahead,
baby.
baby. Go on and
Go
get you a
ahead, baby.
chocolate milk."
Yeah, go on and get what you need. Yeah.
Yeah, she like, "You good?
Mm-hmm.
Your
Them
friends be
chocolate milks
joning
are
on you. You
good.
ain't have enough money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your friends be
Hey, we
clowning
got a
you or
good
whatnot."
game. I don't know if y'all looking at it. This is a very good game here, man. Louisville won't go away.
Mm.
It was down 14 a minute ago. They cut it to 8. About to go to the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that South Carolina girl, Leah
They-
Boston's a monster.
Yeah, they're not beating these people, man. ACC
Leah
made a
Boston's
good
a
little run.
monster.
hmm Hey
Yeah,
guys,
so you got
I'm gonna have to drop off real quick. I got to do some dad stuff. I'll try to get
Hey,
back on with
Dave,
you.
who you got for the Final Four? So we get your picks.
I'll take Kansas, and I'm gonna take Duke. Sorry, Pete.
Who you got?
I got Kansas and Carolina.
Oh snap!
Even though I think Duke is going to win, I think Carolina's going to make it hard. So it's hard to pick with them two teams, man. You really like even the Villanova Kansas game. I'm a Kansas fan, but I don't know. I just don't know because Villanova's capable, man. He's best. He's the best coach in the game right now. X and O guy. He's the best. J. Rock.
All right, guys, I got to drop off.
Kansas, Carolina. All right, Dave. We'll talk
Monday
to you.
night. Monday night.
Monday night. Now, I don't know when we're going to come back on. We probably won't come back on Monday night because if Carolina's in it, I ain't talking to none of
Yeah,
y'all.
we ain't gonna do that Monday. Nah, we're gonna watch
No, we
championship.
do it Tuesday night. We're going to
Yeah,
watch
that's fine.
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to come on out, we're going to be at the FanDuel up at Maryland Live right here in Linthicum, Maryland. If you want to come out, put some money down and get some good food. The food is good. I got 5 seats reserved, so that's where we're going to be, folks. It's good. This is Final Four time. I wish everyone well. Give us kind of a recap on some of the NFL movement. Bobby Wagner. Give me
That's
a
a big
recap
move.
on.
That's a big move, man.
It's a big move on the NFL. Give us up to date, Deb, on that.
Rams get Bobby Wagner with 5 years, $50 million with up to 50 guarantee. It could be up to 65 total. So, like Tony said yesterday, now they got a superstar at every level of their defense. You got the best defensive lineman in the league in Aaron Donald. You probably have the best middle linebacker in the game in Bobby Wagner. And you got the best cornerback in the game by many, thoughts or whatever, or predictions or whatever, in Jalen Ramsey. And then you get Allen Robinson, you re-up Stafford, you got Cooper Kupp coming back, you're getting both of those running backs are healthy, Cam Akers and Henderson. Higbee's healthy, he didn't play in the Super Bowl. Good luck beating the Rams in the NFC, man. I know the Buccaneers will be a problem. They won't go away, but good luck beating the Rams in the NFC. That move to get Wagner puts them in a position where I just don't know how you beat them. I just don't know how. It's going to take Matt Stafford falling off a cliff, which Sean McVay won't let him do because if he's struggling, he'll give him easy stuff, get him some confidence, run the football. That's the kind of coach he is. So you can't expect Stafford just to make those mistakes that he made in Detroit because he's not going to make those now. And like you said, it's not saying anything can't happen, but if you're a betting man, it's going to be the Rams and whoever the AFC positions because the NFC is no Russell Wilson now. The Cowboys will still be a good team, but they got to show people that they can win games that count. And trading Amari Cooper, man, that's a huge blow. That's a huge blow. The
Cleveland
receiving
should
core,
send Dallas a thank you letter.
yeah, they should send him. Yes, exactly. Yep. And then you have I'm gonna tell you a team that would be good, but the quarterback is going to cost them. The Vikings would be a chance to be a really solid push around because Green Bay is not going to dominate that NFC North this year without receivers. I don't care how good he is at quarterback. The Vikings quarterback is going to hurt them though. Kirk Cousins. Y'all know Kirk Cousins has made the most money in the league since 2016, $160 million almost. That is crazy. Jesse. Jesse. So that's the crazy part, man.
Jesse
It's
Kirk.
Jesse
Kirk
Kirk, man.
Jesse
Cousins.
Jesse James. Cousins.
But that's pretty much the big move that in the NFL this week. It hasn't been Bruce Arians retiring and Todd Bowles stepping up to be the head coach. I appreciate Bruce Arians for that, making sure that he did not retire after they won the Super Bowl, which he thought about. He said if I do that, none of my guys may get this job. So I'm gonna make sure I do it at a point where now one of my guys
They
get the job.
can't retool because right now they're getting ready for the draft.
Yep.
There's no way they're gonna touch
No way
the
they can bring in a
coaching
new
staff.
guy. Smart man. He did it at the right time. And then he goes to the front office. So, if him and Brady really didn't see eye to eye, so what? Who cares if you guys think
So,
that,
can I say something about that? We
Yeah.
have to give credit where credit is due. Bruce Arians, let's be honest, if white folks thought like Bruce Arians, the word racism wouldn't be around anymore.
True.
The word equality wouldn't be around anymore because this guy recognized that there's an issue, and he has done everything to solve this issue. Everything. They have 13 minorities on their staff.
Yes, indeed. He was the only guy in the league that had every position, every coordinator was black. Keith Armstrong, Todd Bowles, and Byron Leftwich. And then when Bowles took the job, they promoted 2 more black guys to be co-defensive coordinators. So, they still got,
and they have 2 women.
2 women.
I mean,
he's done it. And like he said, his wife always told him, you can't just make rash decisions. You got coaches and families depending on you. So his wife rides him hard about leaving guys, hanging guys out to dry, knowing they have families and knowing they took a job and moved to this city to help you build what you built. You can't just do them like that. They uprooted their lives to come and support you as a coach. So his wife, he said if he does that, he won't be able to go home. So that's why he did it the way he did it. So hats off to his wife and him as well for being, in his ear. Hey, Bruce, you can't do that. So Bruce Arians is a hard nosed, been a coach been in the league 47 years, y'all. Bruce Arians been in the league since 1975. That is a hell of a run. He's coached the likes of the quarterbacks that he's groomed. Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Andrew Luck, Carson. What's his name? The guy from USC had his best years. Had some of his best years. Palmer had 2 of his best years under him. Then he goes and he gets he actually had Jameis Winston who showed some promise. Just made too many mistakes, but you saw what Jameis Winston could do under his offense. And then you get Brady and you win the Super Bowl in year 1. The guy's a great leader, man.
Honestly, these 2 years, Brady's had great years.
Great years at 44 and 43 years old. He doing what he doing. That offense fit Brady to a T. It's a perfect scheme, and he's just letting his coaches, like he said, his job is to develop and create coaches, head coaches. When you got a head coach that thinks like that, that's a head coach. Same thing you hear Deion Sanders say a lot about his staff. He said his staff has outgrown their salary. So he's doing everything he can, trying to get other avenues to get them more money because he don't want them to leave until he know they're ready to go on their own. But he said he's grooming them to be head coaches, to go and get their own programs. He said, if you're not in this business for that, you don't have the business being no head coach. If you're in this business just to keep them with you and don't get them a chance to be a head guy, you're in the wrong business.
So now that we're on the topic of football, we want to finish with Lamar's contract and how can it change the rest of football.
Yeah, man.
Bring us up to date on his contract. What are you hearing?
I heard that, he was hoping to get something in the Mahomes, Dak, and now Deshaun Watson range. And the thing that he'll have on his side is he's got an MVP, unanimous. He's 37 and 12 as a starter. He's got a great record as a starter. They were 8-3 in first place when he got hurt this year. First place in the AFC when he went down. And they finished 8-9. So it goes to show you his value is there. The value, 6 straight losses without him. If he's there, they go 3-3 at worst in them games probably. So they go up 11-6 and they're 3 or 4 seed and they're right there in the playoffs fighting and with the most injured team in the NFL. So
it shows you his value.
His value's there. There's no question in the guy's value. Now he's a little immature. He got some things he got to do, and I think he needs an agent. I get your mom is trying to do your contract, but they're trying to do the Ray Allen thing, but don't forget Ray Allen had a degree in accounting. So him doing his own contract, from UConn was different than you trying to do yours. You need to have somebody that know the jargon and understand what the Ravens are trying to do and can really read between the lines so you don't sign something that doesn't benefit you in the long run. And Eric DeCosta and the Ravens are a stand-up organization, and they want you. So my thing is get in there, get your deal, get your lucrative deal, get your security, and come out and ball out. This holding out and not showing up, and they can't get you to come to Baltimore from Florida right now to sign the deal. And DeCosta said you know where to find them. If the owner and the GM is telling you to get your butt to Baltimore to get this deal done, why aren't you on the first plane to Baltimore to get your money? Now, I hope you're not listening to your mother because she don't know this business. She don't know this business like these guys. You got to get somebody that know this business. And I know Drew Rosenhaus is whatever he is, but the guy gets his guys paid.
He needs to get Kirk Cousins guy. Get Kirk Cousins guy.
Yeah, go get Kirk Cousins guy. Yeah, somebody that got Kirk Cousins $160 million for nothing. Kirk Cousins has won one playoff game, and he's made $160 million in his last 6 years, man. And living good. It's crazy,
He's
but like you said,
all-time Jesse.
He is a Jesse.
Until somebody can beat his money, he's an all-time Jesse.
Yes, he is.
He's the king of Jesses until somebody that got to make another 3 more years of contract to catch him.
Kirk Cousins has made $27 million a year the last 6 years, man. That's on average. 27 a year on average. That's crazy, man. That's crazy for Kirk Cousins. Nah, man. He's a solid quarterback at times, but you can't count on him when the chips are up. He's not gonna be there. He's gonna disappear. But like you said, Lamar's contract, Deshaun Jackson's contract, as some of the owners said, it really messed the market up. I heard Bashadi say that contract really made it hard on owners. It did, but the Ravens have been blessed where Jackson he still got a year left on his rookie deal. So my thing is sign him to an extension, have him play under the last year of this rookie deal, and then while he's playing under that $23 million this year, get everything you need, because after that his contract will go into effect. Whatever you're missing, you got to get it now, because once them quarterbacks get paid, didn't we say your team start to fall apart? That's why you got to win when
that bill comes due. Pay now or pay later.
Look at the Seahawks. They got lucky with Russell Wilson for a fourth. Russell Wilson made $750,000 a year the first 3 years of his contract. So Seattle got off like a fat rat for what he was giving them. 2 Super Bowl appearances, a Super Bowl win. And you sitting here saying when it was time to pay him, they hadn't done their just due in making sure they got the rest of their team together, and it ended up breaking up their defense. Don't blame Russell Wilson for that. Y'all had 5 years where he didn't make no more than $1.3 million, and y'all couldn't put a team together and get all them guys paid and build that thing for the long run. That's bad. That's bad front office work there. Because for 5 years, you were able to pay Russell Wilson between $750,000 and $1.3 million for what he was giving you weekly. Come on, man. That's highway robbery for what he was doing for them. MVP candidate, playoffs 8 out of 10 years. I mean, the dude didn't miss the playoffs till after he signed the big deal. He made the playoffs every year on that little deal. Every year. And the offense was never anything to holler about. He made it look good. They didn't have Darrell Bevel and Schottenheimer and them. They didn't run good stuff to make him successful. He made it look good. It was basically Russell Wilson, backyard football, go make a play. And Marshawn Lynch running downhill. That's all it was. So all these teams, you got to realize when you get these quarterbacks and they playing well, like the Chargers are going for it. They got a guy on a rookie deal, and they got a great quarterback. They're going for it. The Chiefs went for it. They got themselves a Super Bowl, played another one. You got to go and try to get it done when that guy on that rookie deal. Because if he's good, he gonna break the bank because it's the market. And if you plan on winning, it's gonna get harder when you got to pay him, much harder. Because then a lot of the pieces that you probably had already, you ain't gonna be able to afford everybody.
Pay now or pay later.
Yep. And the Ravens are
that bill's due.
That bill's due, and the Ravens got so many guys on rookie deals that are key parts of their team still. So get Lamar paid, try to win right now, and then you're gonna probably lose some guys. But the Ravens are a stand-up organization. Free agents love to come and live in the area. They don't mind playing there. They know that the owner treats you right. So they'll still be able to get guys at a rate that other teams probably wouldn't be able to get guys at. The key is doing it right now while you still have guys like J.K. Dobbins, the running back, and Gus Edwards and Hollywood Brown, and even Andrews got a deal, but his deal wasn't no deal that he shouldn't have received. He should have received it. He's a great tight end. So you got to take advantage of these quarterbacks when they're not being paid that $35, $40 million. Dallas is dealing with that now. Dak got that 40. You got to get rid of Amari Cooper now. Then now Zeke may be in his last year in Dallas. We don't know. But Dak money, $40 million a year for the quarterback, it messes things up. It does. That's a huge chunk of the cap, man. Huge chunk of the cap. So teams that are capitalizing on winning when them guys are still young are better in the long run. That's why the Patriots are going to be around, because they got 4 more years with Mac Jones. The way he making what is he making? $3 million, $4 million a year? Mac Jones is showing some promise, and Belichick ain't no dummy. We're gonna make sure we build, and we're gonna try to win out while we got this. The Bills just had a run of Josh Allen finishing his 5-year deal. Josh Allen got 1 more year like Lamar Jackson, but he is under his new deal because the 5th year went away, but it's still not breaking the team because of how they did it. Some of the teams did their cap like the Chiefs. A lot of y'all don't know this, but the Chiefs can decide what the cap hit is every year for Patrick Mahomes. They don't have to. It doesn't have to be the $40 million. It could be whatever they decide to be. But then they got to figure out how to allocate funds in other places,
which is smart.
Which is smart. That's why they brought in a capologist to work with Veach, and they do it together. Which is why you're seeing them go out and get a trade of Tyreek Hill away, and then get all the picks, and then go get a Valdez-Scantling and pay him the $30 million. That's not hurting them because his cap number is not going to hurt them, because they're going to be able to fluctuate Mahomes' cap every year. That's why they said they weren't going to pay Tyreek Hill that $28 million a year, because it was going to mess up the way Mahomes' contract was done. They can't have 2 guys making that kind of money on the same roster. Just can't do it.
So Dak lost his number 1 guy, wide receiver.
Mahomes lost
Rodgers
his.
lost his. Mahomes lost his.
Yep.
I mean, we can keep going on and on.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield lost his.
He lost both of his guys in the last year together.
Both of his. I mean, this was a bad year for people losing their people now.
Yeah, man. That contracts, man. That money. This cap stuff, and these owners don't want to pay luxury tax, and they don't want to pay all the penalties that come with it. So they're not doing it. 2020. The pandemic changed a lot of the way these owners think, because they lost a lot of money by having them stadiums empty. So a lot of that money, a lot of stuff they may have done, they ain't going to do it right now because they're trying to get that back.
So when you said they applied for PPP?
They lost a lot of money, man. A lot of money.
I wish I would have seen an owner applying for PPP with everybody being up in arms. Damn billionaires. Yep. But yeah, man. Hey, where you watching the game at tomorrow? We're gonna get ready to get off. Where you watching?
I'm gonna be right here at the house. I ain't going nowhere, cooling out, man. Just in the house, chilling.
Well, folks, I'm gonna be at Maryland Live, FanDuel, front row, watching my Heels make history, baby. It's gonna be historic. Carolina Duke, 21 Final Fours versus 17 Final Four. Final Four fact: this is the first Final Four that every team has won at least 3 or more Final Fours.
Mm-hmm.
They've won at least 3 or more championships. Technically, they got Carolina down to 6. Carolina got 7 because 1924 counts. So I don't know. They try to go from 1930, whatever, when the tournament. They got 7. So
they try to go modern. They always try to go modern seeding area. They don't want to count the other ones. They kill me with that mess, man.
7 championships. The banners are in the daggone Dean Dome. 7 titles. Mm-hmm. So if we get it right, we're gonna have 8. But hey, folks, it's gonna be a good one.
Well, fans, real quick, since 1980, when Coach K became the Duke head coach, Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, Villanova, and UConn have won 19 of the 41 titles. It's going to be 20 after this weekend. You got 5 at Duke, 6 at Carolina, 2 at Kansas, 3 for Nova, 4 for UConn, And somebody else is going to add to their number this weekend. Almost half the championships have been won by 5 programs since 1980.
Wow.
And think about the ones that they've lost. Think about the ones that those programs have lost. Kansas has lost a couple. Duke has lost a couple in the championship. Carolina has lost in the championship. So just think these teams were on the doorstep other times. It could have been 25 or 26 of the 41 by 5 or 6 schools. Crazy.
Yeah, if you add Louisville in there, because Louisville end up winning 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you add Louisville or Indiana, because Indiana won 2. They won. So if you add Louisville and Indiana, that'd be 7 schools.
Yeah.
Out of the 7 schools, that would be another 4 championships.
Yeah, because
So
80
that would
86
be
was
like
Louisville.
80,
86.
87 was Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80, 86 was Louisville. 80, 87
was Indiana. 81,
Indiana.
87,
81,
Indiana. Yep.
81 in yeah.
So, and then you got,
I mean,
and I forgot to put Kentucky in there. They won in 98 and 2012. I told in 96 they won 3. I forgot all about them.
They won 3.
96, 98, and 2012. They're blue blood. I forgot about them. So it's just go to show you. So you can add Kentucky. That's 21 of the last 41 with Villanova and UConn, who I put in there. If you like I said, if you add the Indianas and the Louisville, we had 25 of the last 41 by 8 schools.
You had a lot. Yeah, you had a lot. I mean,
that's
go
crazy.
Down. We can go down the list and name the ones who didn't win it, who were part of them. The Syracuses of the world. Oh shit, you getting me now?
Arkansas almost had a couple. They lost in 95 after they won.
Arkansas, UCLA, Arkansas, Syracuse, NC State. God, because Louisville 86, 87, Syracuse 88.
Well, what about Michigan? Michigan been on the doorstep a handful of times.
Michigan won 1 or 2.
Yeah.
One. They
won 1. They've been there 3 other times though in the championship game and lost.
Oh, Louisville got another one vacated.
2013 with a Rick Pitino team. Yep.
Man. Yep. So with Louisville in there, Louisville had won what? They had won 80,
86 and 13. And 13.
I mean, those are – so Mike Krzyzewski's seen a lot. And, folks, I just want to say that, goodbye to Mike. He's been 50 and 49 against my boys. It's the 100th game.
Yep.
And does he finish 500 against Carolina? Or does he finish 2 games above? It's going to be tough tomorrow.
The Brady Manic matchup is the matchup to watch out for. I think
that's the one to watch for.
I think he can do some things that are going to make Duke have to play differently. They're not just going to be able to stand around the rim with him. He can take guys outside at 6'10". Going to make Banchero, and when Banchero sits, if they put Williams on him, he's not going to be able to guard him at the rim. Now, the Duke Blue Devils may throw Wendell Moore on him sometimes because he's 6'8" and he can move. 6'7", 6'8", he's a good defender, but he's still giving up 3 or 4 inches of height. So it's going to be interesting. That pick and pop that Carolina run with him, where he just has the down screen and flares to the 3-point line. Good luck defending that, because you got to decide: do I want to stop him, or am I going to cut Baycott off, or one of the guards from going downhill and throwing the oop to Baycott?
See, I think the key too is going to be Love. If Love played the way he played against.
If he has that Donald Williams from the Final Four in 93, Carolina will win championship. If he catches that Donald Williams fire like he did in 93, ain't nobody beating Carolina, man.
Yeah, what he did against UCLA was important. And I think that game just put him on another level.
Yeah,
if that guy's in the zone like that, him and RJ, the way they played, it's I'm biased. But Vegas has picked Duke. Everyone's picked Duke. They got a 68% chance of winning.
Yeah, I saw it. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. But that's cool. Carolina, like Hubert Davis said, ain't no pressure on us. Nobody figures to win anyway. They got all the pressure because they picked all the pressures on the Blue Devils because everybody wants him to go out with a title. All the people that even people that don't like him would like to see it happen. I don't want to see it happen. I don't. So Carolina,
we won't get a John Elway,
no,
Peyton Manning, or Ray Lewis, and now we got Coach Krzyzewski.
Yeah.
So some people do leave with a title, some people don't. But
yeah,
we'll find out, folks.
I hope it's not him, man. Yeah, man.
We'll be back probably Tuesday night to recap everything for you guys. Thank you for coming on TD Report, man. I'm Tony Kennedy. That's Dev.
Appreciate
POB
you guys,
Ministry,
man.
man.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Love it. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Go
Bet.
Heels. Tar
Now,
Heels
rock
21,
chalk, baby. All right, Tony.
See, he a Kansas fan, so we be on a Monday night. Later.
All right, man. Later, man.
Right.